Now in this video, I will share with you 5 ways that you can use to accelerate your productivity. Now, do you find yourself where you are consistently in a situation where you have to complete a project that is just the next day and you haven't really done much with your project? Now, get ready for 5 things to turbocharge your productivity. Now, the first point in this video is hazy vision. Now, what do I mean by hazy vision? You are not clear on your priorities. Now, what significantly dampens our productivity and our bid to be more productive is that we ourselves do not even know what is the most important task that we're supposed to be doing per time. Now, when we find ourselves in this sandstorm of confusion, it literally destroys any hope that we have of accomplishing things in record time. Even completing it at a normal pace is going to be highly questionable. Now, if you happen to fall under this category of not really knowing exactly what you're meant to be doing per time, there's actually a really simple trick for this. It's called the Eisenhower matrix. Now, the Eisenhower matrix actually breaks down the things that we can possibly do into 4 categories. In the first section, we have tasks that are urgent and important. In the second section, we have tasks that are important but not so urgent. In the third section, we have tasks that are urgent but not important. And in the fourth quadrant, we have tasks that are not urgent and also not important. Now, if you do exactly what I tell you, in the first quadrant, you do it immediately. In the second quadrant, you schedule it. In the third quadrant, you delegate or procrastinate. And in the fourth quadrant, you delete completely, or if you cannot completely delete it, at least limit its use. And now this leads us to our next point, energy management. Now, what do I mean by energy management? We all know that we do not have infinite amounts of energy. People tend to have different times in the day when their energy levels are at their highest. Now, if you're a morning person, you tend to have your peak energy levels during the day. And if you're a night person, you tend to have your peak energy levels at night. What most people do not know or fail to understand is that the things that we do have some energy price tags. Really difficult tasks like, let's say, writing a 5,000 word blog post or making a 30-minute YouTube video or writing a 20-page essay for an assignment. These are tasks with a really high energy price tag. And if we do not match the energy price tag with the energies we have in different times of day, that's where things get a bit difficult. Because when we try to do a task with a high energy price tag, during the times where we have very low energy, we can actually find ourselves procrastinating and find ourselves not doing that thing at all. Or while we force ourselves to do it, it's going to be a very grueling task. And if we continue down this route over time, it can easily lead to burnout. And I mean, it's game over when you hit burnout. It's better to really sit down with yourself and understand what kind of person you are and what times of day that you have high energy levels to match those tasks with the time of day where you think you are more active. Now, the next point in this video is not being realistic. Now, what do I mean by this? Sometimes when we are in habit of setting our goals or trying to create tasks for the day, we can actually fall into the trap of biting more than we can chew. Now, a good way to actually stop yourself from falling into this trap is by actually using what I call a calendar. Now, not just any calendar, I mean a calendar that has your days broken down. Now, when you actually try to set your tasks with your time constraints in mind, it actually forces you to be a whole lot more realistic and to actually factor in things that you may not have factored in. Because when you look at your calendar and you look at 8 a.m., you know at 8 a.m. you take a 30-minute shower and you have to brush your teeth and you have to dress up and you have to look good. And I mean, there are a whole lot of things you need to do in the morning. And if you see that and you need to write an essay for 4 hours, you can easily factor in when you can easily do that. And when you have other tasks that you need to do and you have this constraints in your mind, it's going to be a whole lot easier to give yourself a much more manageable plate, so you can chew it and enjoy. The next point is the windows of distractions. Now, what do I mean by this? A window of distraction can basically mean your mobile phone or your email just staring at you in the face while you're working. Now, these are windows of distractions that can actually lead us down rabbit holes that can end up becoming time vortexes that takes us away from our primary goal. The next point is being intentional about your work. Now, what do I mean by this? When you have a vision of what you need to accomplish within the day or for a particular project. Now, let's say I have a task of writing an essay. Now, if I go with the ambiguous idea of I want to write an essay and not really have an intention for what I want to do within that set time I'm going to write that essay, it's going to be a whole lot difficult to actually know when I'm winning or not. Now, I could actually say I'm going to write an essay and end up writing only 500 words, which is actually failing. But because I did not really set a particular bar I wanted to hit in that day, I can delude myself thinking, oh, I wrote something today, but in essence, I'm actually failing. But if I decide to say, oh, okay, I'm going to write 5,000 words today, I know when I did not hit 5,000 words, I know I messed up. And if I messed up, it's a whole lot easier to unmess myself up by actually looking for where I messed up during the day. Okay, there are a whole lot of messed up in one sentence, but I think you get a point. If you do not have an intention and everything is just hazy and ambiguous, I mean, you can delude yourself that you're making progress while in essence you're going nowhere. And guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. It's a pleasure talking to you. And if you stayed this long in the video, thank you so much for staying with me, and see you guys in the next video. Remember to always keep it real. Bye.